Hello!
Welcome to part 2. Female James asks, what do you think of Tom Scar and his banned University of Lincoln videos? Well, I have absolutely no idea who that is.
I don't either.
I have no idea
Tom
what
Scar?
I've no idea what Female James is referring to.
I have a feeling, had he done like a whole like crazy zany montage and it was like loads of drinking and fire. Did I have fire? I feel like I vaguely remember this coming up at some point when I was at uni. But I've no. I think nothing of it, Female James. This is from Bartholomew01. Have you ever considered and or gone to any of those YouTube meetup things?
We went to one
Were you in?
2.5 years ago. So 2009 it was.
Is it that long ago?
It was that long ago,
Gosh.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite enjoyable to meet people. I'd probably go again, but I would want to be sure that either A, there were people there who wanted to see us, or B, there were people there we wanted to see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just travelling halfway across the country to meet strangers. we could go to our own city centre and do that. We don't need to go all the way to London.
It was nice because it was really sunny and it was a really nice day. And it was nice because there was loads of there's loads of other stuff going on in the park as well.
Yeah,
like there were steel drums there.
Yeah, that was
There was
cool.
all this stuff going on. It was really nice. And
we sat in this garden, had our picnic, and we saw the Robin. Do you remember? And then we went to Buckingham Palace.
yeah,
The meetup
it was really
actually
good.
Yeah, the
meetup was just something that
something,
happened,
yeah. And then we went to Canterbury.
Yeah.
That was a fun
The
weekend.
That was a really good weekend.
Yeah. Con123 asks, what do you guys do as actual jobs / careers?
I work in a shop.
You work in retail.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I work in retail. I work in River Island. I am what is known as sales and service / product. It's not my forever job. Hopefully, though, I'm so unmotivated. If you come back in 5 years, I'll probably still have worked there because I can't stand the idea of going somewhere and meeting new people and all that jazz. I think I want to work with young people in a sort of counselling environment, but don't hold me to that.
I'm currently studying maths, so I don't really have a job. I'm not exactly taking the government's money, but
No, you're borrowing it.
Yeah.
They're going to make you pay that stuff back.
And I intend to. Written in Dork has asked many questions. The first one he asked was, why did you decide to make YouTube videos? Good question. Basically, we used to just stay up late, chatting to each other, watching TV and sort of joking about the things that were on, mainly the music videos. And we always said, do you reckon if we had our own TV show, people would watch it and find it hilarious and we'd just be amazing?
We were so arrogant. We're like, gosh, we're so funny.
Yeah.
Like, all we're doing is just sitting here and chatting, and we are hilarious. We're so funny. If there was a camera on top of our telly, we would be so famous because we're so funny.
And then when YouTube came along, we did nothing for a year or 2 years. And then we thought, hey, why don't we make videos of ourselves talking about stuff that we don't like or stuff that we do like and see if anyone watches them.
Yeah, just like if they think we're right. I think if we put a good argument across. That was our thing. We want to say something that's so people are like, gosh, yes. How have I never seen that before?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. Whatever happened to Josh's emo hair?
Well, you've answered your own question. It was one of the many looks that I've tried and failed at. There was the long hair and the glasses, obviously, and then I went for a beard and that didn't work, and then I had a short Johnny Unitas hairstyle and that wasn't really very good.
Grow up, really. Realise you can't really be going. It's so hard. He didn't look nice. He didn't look presentable. Like he was going to weddings with long hair.
I straightened it for the wedding. Jenny didn't mind. She didn't insist that I were thrown out of a church or something.
What are your dream jobs?
I've got kind of 3.
Go ahead.
Okay. First, I'd love to be like a research mathematician. I really like the idea of being like a doctorate or having a doctorate or being like a professor of mathematics. Something about that idea seems really romantic to me. I don't know why. Okay. Secondly, I love being on a student radio. So being paid to do that would be a great, but not on a station that people actually listen to.
Yeah.
We get an average of about 6 listeners per show.
Oh, we had 3 times as many as that.
Really?
Yeah. We were the 7th most listened to show.
Okay, and thirdly, My second favourite part of the entire Charlie and Josh process is the writing. The writing's like my second favourite part. My first favourite is reading all the lovely comments that people leave on our videos. That's my favourite part. But my second favourite bit is the writing. So like, being paid to do that on a bigger scale, obviously. I'm not saying I'd be good enough, but that would be my dream job. One of my three dream jobs.
Well, you've got quite a lot of overlaps, but sort of different. Like, I had a radio show, and it was much more popular than this one's radio show, and I've really enjoyed that. So, in a dream situation, I'd do that, but I want to do it in a way which involves like little work. Like my idea of a dream is I volunteer at like a hospital radio station, and then that's like really good, and then someone is like, oh, you're quite good. We'll put you like on an online station, and then from the online station I get like a job as like an associate producer for like a local proper station, and then from there I get a proper job at a better station. And then I'd also like to be a writer, but not like a Charlie and Josh writer particularly. I want to sort of review things. I want to be able to, because I've got so many opinions on things, and like everything I have an opinion on a bit. Basically, I'd like to have Claudia Winkleman's job.
If you could marry any YouTuber, who would it be? Law Bubble or Lunas, I guess, are my top two. What YouTuber would you marry?
Dave Days, maybe, or one of the Smoshes. They're quite successful, aren't they? I want to go top. I don't want to go top of the YouTube channel. Sexy Phil, maybe. Something you loathe that many other people seem to like.
Okay, I hate Family Guy, I hate Scrubs, I hate Skins, I hate those are the television ones. Okay, music-wise, why are Westlife popular? I saw Muse years back, and I think I like their music, but live they were unentertaining, not very fun. I don't like alcohol. Films, I don't like the film Lost in Translation. I don't like webcomics generally. I don't like Imagine by John Lennon.
I don't get Fern Cotton. Don't know why anyone likes her. Like, she just doesn't appeal. Like, I don't find it interesting. I think she seems really fake, even though she's probably not. Like, she's probably a nice person, but every time I see her on the radio, she drives me crazy. I reckon all mine will be people related. The vaccines, don't really get the vaccines. Don't think they were very good, and everyone seems to love them at the moment.
Do you believe in life after love? Yes, I do, because some people remarry.
This was asked by Alice I. Charlotte. What was the best and worst holiday you've ever been on?
When I was 17, me and a few mates went to Munich for about a week or so, and that was a lot of fun. So that's probably my best holiday.
Best holiday, I went to Newquay with my friends when I just turned 18. And that was really good, because that was like my first ever taste of independence. And we just had a wild time. It was really good. Like, we barely slept. We were just out all the time. And it was wicked. And we were all obviously going our separate ways after that. And it was like a big last... It was probably like a film last hurrah. You all go out on a massive bang, like a massive high. Worst holiday... I went on holiday with a friend and her family. And it wasn't bad at all. But we were just quite far away from the town. So it involved a lot of walking. I remember thinking, good lord. We were up a hill as well. So every time we went down, we had to go back up again at the end of the night. I remember thinking, oh, this is knackering. Especially because it was hot. But it was still a good holiday, but I've never had a bad holiday like this has gone horrendous or anything.
Gardow64 has also asked several questions. He asks, what's your favourite brand of beer? I don't have one. Maybe some kind of cider. I guess I'm a cider fan, so just any sort of brand of nice tasting cider I might drink if I have to be in a certain kind of mood.
Like, I don't really drink beer either. I'd probably go for, I don't know, something like Stella or Foster's or something. That's what I drank. That's what I drank on holiday. I drank Foster's and lime in Newquay. What's the meaning of life?
We did a video once about this very subject.
Did we?
Yeah. We said that the meaning of life was to avoid conversations where people ask you what the meaning of life is and you say 42. So our answer is, the meaning of life is to avoid conversations where someone asks you what the meaning of life is and you answer 42. How old are you, Free? I'm 25.
I am 22.
And Emily is 18.
Where do you get the hats in the search warrant?
We just kind of accumulated them over the years.
We are classic hoarders of stuff. Like, if it fits someone's head, we'll keep it for an emergency. Even if it's awful. Like, we've literally got a bag of miscellaneous hats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're just hats that we found and kept.
Have you ever been recognised in public? Aside from at the gathering we went to in 2009. No?
No.
No.
Who out of you three was teased the most in your childhood? And who now, for that matter?
I think we all generally gave as good as we got.
Yeah, I think we're an amazingly even matched family. We will put each other down. So, like that.
Yeah. But I think at school, I think Emily might have been bullied the most out of the three of us, personally.
At school?
At school, I think Emily was bullied the
Yeah.
most. Josh, do you have to practice long to be able to make that vacant stare? No, it comes totally naturally to me. It's a gift.
He's been able to do that for a very long time. What's the most awkward comment you've ever received?
I've got an answer for that. Oh gosh, someone posted on on one of our videos 3 times. Can I see some shots of Charlie's feet, please? I was just like, what? What? What kind of person asks a question like that? And I made a point of not responding, and he asked 3 times. That, by far and away, is the most awkward comment we've ever received. Alpha Bytes asks, what is the source of your strange love of Jessica Alba? And Fireworks Format asks, is Jessica Alba a secret sponsor of the Charlie and Josh channel? She is not, unfortunately, a secret sponsor of Charlie and Josh.
I wish we would have met her then. That would be so cool.
And the quality of our videos would be a lot higher.
Yeah, yeah. If she's a sponsor, she's not putting near enough money in as she should be.
No.
But she's not.
Well, I know what the source of my strange love of Jessica Alba is. What's the source of your strange love?
I just like the idea that we just continually bring her up.
Yeah.
That's my love of her, that she's just always around. If we're going to have some sort of other person that we need to name check, we're just going to name check Jessica Alba.
That's exactly what it is.
We?
I wrote a sketch, and at some point I needed to include the name of someone famous, and I wanted to put in the French author Marcel Proust. And I thought, he'll be like our go-to guy. Whenever we're not sure about who to name, we'll name Marcel Proust. And I thought, well, actually, we've already mentioned Jessica Alba in our really old joke video. I'll mention her again. And now it's just I just want to see how many videos we can name Jessica Alba.
Inaudible Whisper asks, what time is it?
It's 1:08 in the morning.
Oh, it's late.
Y2K John Richards asks, what is your favourite season? My favourite season is summer.
I think mine's summer. Just because even in the summer it's not that warm. I like warm weather.
Whenever it's December, I think, oh, I love winter. But as soon as January rolls around, I'm like, I hate winter. It's so cold. I hate this snow. Why are the roads so icy?
This was by Extra Scrapings. And the question was, will this question appear in your next video? Yes. Yeah, indeed.
Heavy Amp asks, so who is Charlie and who is Josh? That's actually quite a good question. Here's how to remember. Charlie, always on the left. Always on the left.
No matter who's on the left, Charlie is always on the left. This question was by Frumpy Frampton, and it is, in the face of commercialisation and the alienation and resulting disinclination of many frequent users, how do we put the social back into YouTube and further it as a creative outlet? Good question.
I think the answer is to bring back normal featured videos. I think that was one of the worst mistakes YouTube have made over the course of the last few years. In our day, if someone in the UK YouTube community did a particularly good video, this fella called Jamie, I think his name was, he was an editor.
Yeah, it was Jamie.
Jamie, yeah, he was a YouTube employee, and he'd noticed them, and he would stick their video up on the front page of YouTube's UK homepage, and that would bring in like tens of thousands of views, and it was a good way of discovering new talent on YouTube. Whereas that's completely gone now. The front page is just like, oh, your friend's activity, and nobody wants to know that. I don't care that someone we added as a friend, like 4 years ago, recently liked it.
And it's like he's trying to make it too much like Facebook and stuff.
Yeah. And what was great, you'd get a different video every day. It was it was always something new would come up on the featured videos list, and it was usually something worth watching. It was always nice when someone that you followed for quite a while would get featured on the front page, and it'd be like, oh, I'm so glad for that person, because they've done.
Yeah, they've done it. Like,
yeah. Good for them. They really deserve that. It was like who's been featured that we liked? Law Bubble, YK John Richards, Bad Maths, Jacob Dyer Media. Just people like that would get featured on YouTube's front page, and it'd be like, oh well, hooray for them. And it was always nice when we were featured as well.
Yeah. It is such a cliche, but it is too commercial now.
Mm-hmm. Well, in a way, that's a good thing because it's nice being able to just sort of watch Channel 4 comedies whenever you want. So it's good that there's so many music videos on YouTube. You can find any song you've been dying to hear for ages. You can listen to. But yeah.
But it feels like they get more preferential treatment now.
Yeah.
I feel like YouTube is like the businesses first and like the actual famous people first, and like let's sort all that out, and then we'll sort of deal with everyone else.
Yeah.
Even though it really is everyone else that sort of keeps YouTube going, and I think they have sort of forgotten. Like it's supposed to be like user-generated content, and that's not, because Vivo isn't really a user. Vivo is a company, and Vivo do it all just to make their own money. It feels a lot less personal now.
Mm-hmm. The few times that videos are featured on YouTube's front page, they're always shunted right into the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah.
And it's always videos that already have lots of views anyway.
Yeah. You don't get the stats anymore as well.
Yeah. Like recently, I saw on the front page Nicki Minaj's video for Super Bass. That's already got 220 million views. Don't go. The other like 100,000, whatever it's going to get from being featured, isn't going to make a massive dent or anything.
Yeah.
It's just,
but that's it, because they don't feature people in the same way. That is totally what it is. They don't feature people in the same way. So they basically do it on, wow, this has got a lot of traffic. Let's put this on the front page.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of people have liked this. People that have commented on this, and it's obviously going to be the people that have already got 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. Dan Janf asks, spam? I was always more of a pork luncheon meat fan, personally. It was a really nice sandwich meat, and for some reason, I don't know why Walkers have never made a pork luncheon meat crisp. I reckon that would sell well.
They've never made a spam crisp.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be difficult to market. I think a pork luncheon meat crisp that's got such a full flavour. That would work, I tell you.
Alien Zen asks, has Josh ever had a girlfriend? If so, how did he win her over?
I don't like your phrasing of that question, Alien Zen. Has Josh ever had a girlfriend? Do I know you, Alien Zen? Chris, is that you? I have never been in love. Something I realised recently. I've never been in love. I've never had a meaningful relationship. Or even a serious
that's not
relationship.
True. You have meaningful relationships, you just don't have a significant other. Neither do I. We're really stubborn singletons.
Nevers asks, what music do you like? I would sum up my music taste in 4 words, basically. I'm an indie limey. I'm a spineless indie rock kid. But I like all kinds of music, basically. There's few genres where I struggle to think of anything I don't like. I'm not a massive reggae fan. With the exception of Bob Marley, there's only like 1 or 2 reggae tracks I actually enjoy.
I like a bit of everything. I'm quite commercial, but then I think I'm better than that. I'm not going to listen to just what's popular, so then I try and listen to other things as well. But I tend, at the moment, I'm sort of like into folky stuff. I like stuff that's almost a poem put to music. I like stuff with a meaning.
So pretentious. I like poetry set to music.
I don't like poetry though. I don't like poetry. Ludicrous Kingdom asks, who's the older one? Or if you're twins, which one was born first? Josh was born first, and he was born about 2.5 years before I.
What childhood pranks, if any, did you play on each other? We weren't
Think of anything.
We weren't really ones for pranks. We were sort of just we would lie to each other. I once said, and I'm sorry about it, I still regret this. We once watched a video for, what was it called? An Honest Mistake by The Bravery. And right at the very end, a TV explodes, and I said that was because the lead singer of The Bravery was addicted to smoking a certain part of the television. Like, it was this massive craze in, like, the rock community. You crack open a television, there was a small piece of solder in the back of a television that you smoked, and it got you really high. And that's why rock stars used to throw televisions out of their bedroom windows. It was like, no, I don't. Because if they kept them in the hotel rooms for too long, then they'd be tempted. And I said the lead singer of The Bravery, the reason why they blew up a television at the end of a video for An Honest Mistake was because the lead singer of Bravery's way of saying, I'm over that. That's part of my life gone. I am no longer addicted to smoking tobacco and television. And I told you that, and I thought you didn't believe me.
I told a lot of people that story. I told a lot of people that the guy from the Bravery was addicted to smoking televisions, and everyone was like, "I don't think so." And I was like, "No, it is." And the thing was, you gave the bit of the telly a name, and that's what fooled me. You gave it, it's like a tessellator. I was like, oh, I don't know what goes into TV. I didn't know that was wrong.
Gosh.
And I told like proper people that I was trying to impress, like the cool kids. I was like, oh yeah, the guy from the Bravery smoked a telly.
I'm so sorry. The lesson is, next time I say something to you but you don't think it's true, you must tell me.
Do either of you believe in life on other planets?
I've not given it much thought, I must confess, but what's that new planet they found? Kepler 22b or something. And that they found that within a solar system, and it's within the sort of small band where it's possible for life to exist. It's not too close to its sun that it'd be too hot, and not too far away it'd be too cold. So if there is life on other planets, it'll be on that planet, they say. But I've not given it much thought. I personally, I don't think I do believe in life on other planets.
I haven't really given it a lot of thought either, but I think the universe is so vast that it's incomprehensible from our mind. So I think genuinely anything is possible. Like for every what do they say? Like for every grain of sand there is on a beach, there are a million stars.
Something like that. Yeah, there were more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on the planet or something. Yeah.
And one of those grains of sand, one of those million stars that represents that one grain of sand. But I think it could, but I remain unconvinced.
Will there eventually be a Charlie and Josh iPhone app? I don't know what that iPhone app would do, beyond just showing some of our videos, which you already get for free anyway on YouTube, so there's no point in paying for an app.
If they came up with a good idea though,
yeah.
Why not? If you had the option to be resurrected as a cyborg after death, would you take it? No.
It would depend how old I was when I died, but even then, probably not. Magnetic Max asked several questions, and I did look into some of his answers. Then I realised I was basically doing research and homework, and I thought, I'm not going to do Magnetic Max's homework for him. Some of the questions he asked include, if a shampoo comes in so many colours, why is the lather in head always white?
Generally because I think the main ingredient is still the same. And the main substance of a shampoo is the same regardless.
Why don't you ever see baby pigeons?
You probably do. You probably do. They're just giant.
No, I think we're just not looking in the right places. I think maybe they're just shy. That's why you never see baby pigeons. Why is a building called a building when it is already built? Because the word building can still be a noun. What was the best thing before sliced bread?
The wheel.
I think the wheel is in fact still better than sliced bread.
Whoa.
If it is 0 degrees outside today and it's supposed to be twice as cold tomorrow, how cold will it be? Well, this is actually one of the questions we've answered in the infrequently asked questions section of our channel.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the question refers to degrees Celsius. And if you take twice as cold to mean half as warm, if you convert it into Kelvin, which is the measure of temperature that is directly proportional to things like pressure and what have you, then you half its value in Kelvin and convert it back into Celsius. You get minus 137 degrees Celsius. So that's the answer. What has been your favourite question you have answered in making this video? My favourite question was Frumpy Frampton's, in the face of commercialisation and the alienation and the resulting disinclination of many frequent users, how do they put themselves back into YouTube and further it as a creative outlet? That's my favourite question so far. Hellish Girl has asked some similar questions. Can blind people see their dreams?
I think so, because imagination, I don't think you really need to be able to see things visually to still be able to imagine something. You can feel it and you can touch it and you can have a basic shape, and then I imagine in their head you would use that to have a basic picture of what it would look like anyway. So,
well, people who lost their sight after they were born, people who still have memories of seeing things, they can dream. Yeah. They dream, they see things in their dreams. But people who are blind from birth, they have dreams in a different way.
Do they?
I've heard that they like you say, they sort of sense things through touch and through sound and smell and what have you.
Like, why is it that when someone tells you that there are billions of stars in the universe, you believe them? But if they tell you there's wet paint somewhere, you have to touch it.
I reckon it's because we want to prove the sign wrong. We want to prove that the paint isn't wet. In the same way, if there was some way of proving that there aren't billions of stars in the universe, like there was some sort of button that we could push, just like a button that counted the number of stars in the universe, we'd probably push that button. If someone said to me, you know, there are billions of stars in the universe, but if you don't believe me, push that button, I would probably push the button and say, I think you'll find there's only 20 stars in the universe. What are this Saturday's lotto numbers?
1, 6, 12, 24, 30, 14. How many numbers do you need?
6.
This was sent in by Reasonably Chic, and she asks, or they ask, will Josh's fringe match Charlie's at some point? When?
Well, it did for a very long time.
Yeah. You've done the full fringe.
Yeah. I don't think I would be able to pull off a fringe as well as you do.
Oh,
A Zoe Deschanel look would not look good on me. Reasonably Chic also asks, can we have an update on your feelings about the One campaign in Imagine by John Lennon? Well, I still dislike Imagine by John Lennon a vast amount. I don't dislike the song, I just like everything, all the sort of the acclaim that surrounds it, because I don't think it's as good as anything else as a lot of the other stuff he's written. I think he's written some amazing pop songs, and if we're remembering him for Imagine, that's just tragic. That's like if you said, oh, Michael Jackson's best song is Earth Song. You know,
yeah.
That's by far and away his best song, because it had so much meaning. It was about stuff, you know, and it's like it sold 1 million in this country. It was like, well, no. He's written dozens of songs that were better than Earth Song, and similarly, John Ritten's written dozens of songs that were far better than Imagine.
How do you pronounce that, Dragon?
Spell it.
SRBRHK71 Srubherk asks, has anybody ever told Charlie her personality reminds them of Cat Deeley? No one has ever told me that. I take that as a compliment because I love Cat Deeley. I think she is brilliant. She's a great presenter and she seems like a lovely person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'd probably be friends.
Did either of you play any sport? When we were younger, our mother tried to get us involved in any kind of sport we wouldn't
bless
do.
her.
Tennis, taekwondo, golf. Just
Swimming.
Swimming. Yeah, it's just if we put them in this class, they might develop a taste for this particular sport. But I've really got no interest in sport. The only sport I do these days is just sort of running alone, and it's usually running for something like a bus.
If you had a superpower, what would it be? Stopping time. I just think it'd be so handy.
I think I'd take pretty much any superpower if it was something I could show off, and something that had like no sort of repercussions. So like, I don't know, strength. But not strength to the point at which you can't hold your loved one for fear that you'll break their bones. Sort of like strength to the extent that, you know, someone gets in a fight with you, you win.
Yeah. Strongman strength, but not looking like a strongman.
Yes.
George Millman has asked, which of you is older? Are you twins? Somehow I can imagine you being twins. You seem closer than ordinary brothers and sisters.
That's nice.
That's really nice
thing to say.
Yeah.
I always like it when we get comments like people saying, "Oh, I wish I was as close to my brother/sister as you guys are." Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Envious. Yeah, we are better than you, aren't we?
We weren't always close though. Like for ages and ages, we weren't really very close.
No.
And then all of a sudden we were like besties.
I think it was just. This is going to sound horrible.
Proximity.
That, and also you sort of caught up to me. Like in terms of like aging.
Yeah.
Like you were going through sort of puberty, and you were sort of developing tastes in sort of things that I was also liking.
Yeah.
So we just sort of bonded over that.
I think it's nice that we are brother and sister because we've spoken about this before, and we think like when you've got a YouTube pair, like it you know it's harder for people to stay in contact. Like it's easier for a pair. Like if you're doing stuff as like a YouTube duo, after a while you might just sort of drift apart. You guys might take a different path and stuff. And I think like even like I don't imagine that we will do Charlie and Josh for the rest of our lives. But
it would be amazing if we did.
It would be amazing. I think it's nice to know that we will always be in each other's life.
Of course, yeah.
We probably won't. Like we could come. I think there's more chance of us coming back if we do stop, like coming back in like 20 years and be like, we're back, Charlie and Josh is back.
And everyone's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Even 100 miles cannot separate us, as we have shown. And then, well, this is the end of part 1. Well, this is the end of... Well, this is the end of part 1. Thank you for watching. If you're still interested to know our answers to some of these other questions, then watch part 2, which will be on our other channel. And now...
Thanks very much for watching. It's probably been pretty epic for you lengthwise, and we really do appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end. We hope we answered your question. We did try to answer every single one. And thank you.